In relatively short succession, we've defeated the main villains of this game. Ravis, Dagangara, and the all-powerful Rick the Tour Technician. And yet, at this point in the game, we don't have any sense of closure at all. So as we return to Jeddah to give Cordova the final compass, we're left wondering what could possibly be left for us except for simply traveling to Tanalorr and establishing an all-inclusive resort for Jedi. Now, the first thing I noticed is the overall mood as we enter the library. If you remember before, this room had always greeted our senses with the beginning of a very religioso and entrancing track. This time though, when we enter, the mood is stoic and absent of music altogether. As we interact with Cordova, the music immediately jumps to the high strings, full of strain. As we hand the compass to Cordova though, the cellos enter with an augmented or stretched out version of his theme, demonstrating the weight of the situation, but also his slow, methodical thought process as he inspects the compass. As he determines that the compass can be repaired, it almost felt as though the music would overwhelm us as other voices enter and the overtones from a tam-tam being struck slowly ripple through the orchestra. The clarinet and strings respond to Cordova's theme then with short variations of motifs from his theme before rising into a fadeaway.
Dagangara had the last compass, but it's
damaged.
He didn't exactly hand it over.
This can be repaired. I'll begin at once. BD.
Let's give Master Cordova some time to concentrate.
I know a place with a view.
Good.
As we see the team that night minus Cordova, they appear to be listening to Short Paul's Dance. This is one of the tracks that you can choose to play at the droid jukebox from Grease's Cantina. By having this track play somewhere else as well, it marks one of the rare times in Star Wars that we've heard the same track in more than one place, with the others being Mad About Me being played in a variation by Bax Rebo in the Book of Boba Fett, and the infamous Niamos track recurring several different times during Andor. I always like this because it gives more validity to music in Star Wars and creates a more cohesive universe. What we need now is more integration of these tracks into other media though, instead of every show and creator having their own individualized playlist of music that never goes beyond that exact media. In either case, as Cal begins to speak to Cere, a solo flute begins to interrupt the now fading diegetic music, indicating a change of mood and importance for us as the audience.
Cere.
Another flute and other woodwinds begin to enter with their own calls as well as the music builds. As Cal convinces Cere to join him on Tanalorr, Cal and Cere's themes intertwine, neither being fully recognizable, but both present.
Yes. It's a new path for all of us.
The orchestra builds in celebration with the crew before falling away again as the group begins to disperse, leaving Bode and Cal alone together.
I had a good teacher.
Everyone, the hidden path has found a new home. To Tanalorr.
Hey, wait a minute, Cere, does that mean you're coming?
Yes, Grease. In fact, I'm going to go and prepare the archive for relocation.
Oh, it's getting late, I'll go with you. Say, where is the Manus in there? This place is terrifying at night.
I will escort you.
Oh, great. But, hey, none of that creepy stuff, okay? Cere, are the anchorites really coming with us?
Of course, yes.
Wow, our family's growing with a boatload of creepy aunts and uncles.
Within this moment, we hear what makes the scores of Stephen Barton so wonderful and perfect for Star Wars. Listen to this completely arbitrary moment in the music.
With us?
Of course, yes.
Wow, our family's growing with a boatload of creepy aunts and uncles.
We did it, Bode.
The music is constantly creating pushes and pulls with harmonies that add dissonances on that then resolve, or bass notes that don't fit the chord, but also then resolve into them. These little moments in the score add complexity and depth and give us something that we can feel more than hear in the music, with a level of intelligence that would be in line with the scores from John Williams as he created scores harking back to the dense and complex harmonies of Romantic era composers. So, if you're wondering why the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor scores are so well received and loved, and why they, more than other recent Star Wars scores, have received praise, awards, and accolades, it's because they have richer harmonies, allowing for a more complex but nuanced approach to tension and the release of tension, which allows then for deeper storytelling.
We did it, Bode.
And as Cal engages with a clearly distracted Bode, Bode's theme plays in the oboe before being responded to by Cal's theme in the horn, the same Haab and Barton have done for these close friends several times before.
Yeah. Compass is gonna be good as new.
Something's bothering you.
You know me too well, Scrapper. Just thinking about Kata. People looking after her, but it's always a bit tough when I come back.
Another motif of Bode's theme plays as Bode looks on, continuing to consider his daughter's
She sees what you've
future.
done for her. She'll understand.
I hope so.
As Bode tries to convince Cal to go to Tanalorr just with him first, Cal rejects the idea, once again instead making the most noble choice that reflects his call to duty. As he does this, his theme enters to respond to the temptation, and as he reassures Bode, his theme enters again, this time supported by major harmonies, giving his theme a warmer and happier feeling, just like the friendly hand on Bode's
I
shoulder.
was thinking maybe we should go to Tanalorr first. Just make sure it's safe before the others join.
The sooner we get the hidden path set up there, the better. Gotta stay one step ahead of the Empire, right?
Yeah.
Hey. Tomorrow we're gonna have a new home. Couldn't have done that without you, Bode.
Thank you, brother.
Bode's theme responds to the gesture then, now in the strings, fuller and brighter, as well as Bode accepts Cal's friendly embrace. As Bode leaves, the music carries a heaviness and darkness to it again though, but it leaves way to Merrin's entrance with Cal.
You have a good night. You've earned it.
What a view, huh? Desert at night seems to stretch on forever.
As he attempts to say what he wants to say to her, the music slowly falls away, becoming lost like the words in Cal's throat. The theme from the desert, which now establishes itself as a love theme between Cal and Merrin, re-engages the music in the French horn as they kiss.
Not everything. Look, the order's gone. It's time to leave it behind. And I know what I want now.
Took you long enough.
The orchestra builds into a fade-out as we see Cal the next morning. The music that originally encompassed the library returns as we make our way to Cordova. But as we speak to Cordova, his theme begins the scene in the horn.
How's it coming?
See for yourself.
The orchestra builds, but the music is suddenly interrupted by a warning siren as we learn that the Imperials have found the hideout. Muted brass and flurries in the strings enter and disappear, creating a haze of chaos.
forces coming in from all sides. They found us.
Cal looks over to see Bode holding a blaster to Cordova as he put the compass on his belt. Bode's theme taunts the moment ominously in the brass, darker than ever before now. As Cordova attempts to talk to him, the theme of danger that has followed all of the villains in this game enters in the lows, replacing Bode's theme. As the blaster fires twice, the brass unleash fury in the orchestra with a short motif of Bode's theme.
Get your people out. Hold them off as long as they can.
Bode. I'm really sorry about this. Oh. Son. Son, you don't have to do this.
The full orchestra builds as we begin to chase Bode, the strings moving quick up and down flurries, creating the energy and anxiety that we feel in the moment. As Cal takes to the speeder, full of anger, short motifs enter powerfully in the trombones. It takes off in the trumpet several times next, almost sounding like an excerpt from Duel of the Fates. Interestingly, Cal and Bode's themes have a lot of similar movements and gestures, and so I couldn't at first fully even identify which character this was for. And maybe that was the point, as Barton varies these themes into one another. It moves into the trombones again, this time landing too low and unresolved, dissonant against its own harmony. Slowly, it begins to mimic Cal's theme more and Bode's less as the theme drops even lower, still in the trombones, but with the rest of the low voices now as well. The trumpets take up the flails next, something that is not altogether easy or sustainable for the brass, as the same way as it is for the strings, making it a more special moment orchestrationally. Trombones enter again with Cal's theme, continuing to reflect his uncharacteristic anger. The orchestra continues to push the chase forward with variations of Cal's theme in the brass, paired with flails throughout the high voices of the orchestra.
For the archive.
As we reach another canyon, a steady pulse begins before giving way to more flailing trumpets and more of Cal's anger in the trombones. The rest of the orchestra begins to take a version of Cal's theme then as we unmount Bode from his speeder. It builds louder and higher as Cal launches himself from his speeder up into the now flying Bode. A variation of Bode's theme enters as the two wrestle in the air. But As Cal throws Bode to the ground, damaging his jetpack, the music settles with the two former friends. As Cal pleads with Bode, his theme screams out in the orchestra. Bode tries to explain to Cal that there's something more important happening now. The music begins to settle again and darken as Cal realizes the truth of his situation.
Why? Why, Bode? For this! We fought for that together? And you're just gonna hand it to the Empire?
I'm not giving it to the Empire.
Kill Master Cordova.
Cal, you don't have time for this fight. Something terrible is coming for that archive. Listen to your instincts. You know I'm right.
What have you done?
If you want to keep your family safe, you get them out of
Cal
there.
presses Bode with more questions, but as Bode force pushes Cal, revealing his ability to also use the Force, Bode's theme ignites like a crimson blade in the brass, this time settling lower with a descending major third, just like Vader's theme, reflecting at least something that these two have in common. Variated motifs fall lower and lower in his music from there, leading into a battle with Bode.
You get them out of there. Right now.
What have you done?
You're not the only one who survived.
The strings move in quick scale passages as the brass attack. But the battle is short-lived as Bode quickly outmatches Cal and sends him off a cliff. The orchestra builds in massive block chords as Cal falls, barely catching himself. As he lay there, temporarily helpless, Bode flies away with one final variation of his theme in the high, strained cello. As Cal's consciousness fades, so does the music into darkness. This was a shock of a moment in this game for everyone, I'm sure. Our closest friend and ally betrayed us, Master Cordova dead, and an unknown ruin awaiting the rest of our group. The calm before the storm kept our guard down. Then the explosion of music and action as Bode betrays us was almost overwhelming. But we didn't realize it until this final settling at the end because everything that was happening along the way. This was powerful and yet so masterfully executed by Haab and Barton. But I absolutely would love to know what all of you think. What was your reaction to Bode betraying us? How do you think this score compares to other recent projects, but also to John Williams himself? I usually don't hold things up to his level, but I think this game's soundtrack is worth considering. Tell me in the comments below what you think and consider checking out my Patreon page using the link in the description, where you can help support this channel for as little as $1 a month or download PDFs and MP3s of projects as I complete them, along with other perks at higher tiers. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to learn more about the music of a galaxy far, far away, and as always, may the be with you.